Mm-mm-mm. And we are live. We are live. We are live. Hello, 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 people. How is everybody on May 4th? May the 4th be with everybody
May the force
tonight.
be with you. Yes.
Yes. So we are here. Kitty and I are here. As you all know, I'm sure you know by now that when Kitty and I come together, we come together because we want to play and also because we want to share some insight with each and every one of you. And this is massive, interesting, powerful insight to be sharing. So those who are going to be watching with us live, please go grab a pen and paper. And if you're going to be watching, if you're seeing this on the replay, grab your pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes. You may want to watch and listen first, and then come back later and take notes because this is going to be information that's definitely going to help you navigate through between now and I'm going to say probably through November. So, anyways, let me introduce. Well, Kitty, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're chiming in from, and what you do for people, how you help people.
I am Kitty Budewig Foss. I am the storytelling astrologist, reader of the stars. And my job is kind of to have people look at their energy, learn about how to use their energy as their tool, their personal map. That's how I approach it. I do it very intuitively. Spirit talks to me, besides the fact that I talk about what the energies could possibly mean. I'm not going to tell you that this means this. I'm going to give you a variety of information as to what those things are. Um, and we haven't actually been on, Joanne, in almost a month, over a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. Definitely has been a while.
Well,
So,
because it was April. April, the month to end all months.
yes, it has been a busy April, and hopefully May will be busy, but not in a busy in sense of keeping us away from going live because the energy was busy in April. As you can all tell, my throat chakra is definitely activated. I think more because there's so much friggin' energy in Taurus. And for those of you who are not aware, Taurus is connected to the throat chakra. So if any of you out there are experiencing whether it's sore throats, coughing, any of that, it's basically just all this energy in Taurus. You may want to sit back and blame it on seasonal allergies and all that nonsense. If that's what you want to do, that's fine too. But just know that your throat is being activated due to all of this energy. Just want to hit up on YouTube as I am.
Well, and
And for those of you
thing about
kidding, what?
the thing about the seasonal allergies is there's a reason it's aligned with Taurus or aligned with fall, depending what hemisphere you're in. And it's because it's about change, whether it's the fall change, whether it's the spring change. And Taurus is the heart, and it activates the heart in speaking. It is very much about the body. And so it makes sense that the body is being activated, whether it's seasonal allergies or whatever, to pay attention to a beginning, to pay attention to a shift. And perhaps those of us that suffer at times with seasonal allergies is a gift to remind us to stop and know where we are in our environment and what to do with it, and to really take care of our bodies. I mean, one of the things I will definitely start to be doing is having nature talk to me, where I put honey on things to develop, you know, helps develop the tolerance for seasonal allergies. I will also, in this season, shower more. Um, Immerse myself as the Scorpio energy of water that I am, to rinse off pollen, so that again, I'm paying attention to my body's transformation in this springtime energy. And look, here comes my throat activation. So it's really interesting. And this month, coming out of this April energy where we received so much energy, we have the amazing ability with May 2nd, Pluto went retrograde, to be internally transforming that body. And then by the end of the month, with the sun in Gemini, experiencing what that transformation has been, what that stabilization for the body has been, making energy room for this energy to travel all around our bodies. So it's quite the transition now from April's energy. All of
Yeah,
the stuff that came forward for us, we are truly in our bodies moving all kinds of things out to make
exactly.
this energy to multiply, to expand.
Exactly. So it's really important to pay attention to your body because, as Kitty just said, the first half of May is all about Taurus energy, which is the throat energy. The second half of May is Gemini, and there you'll have your hands, your arms, and your lungs. So pay attention to that in regards to how those specific areas of your body will be um, perhaps amplified for you because sending you messages. So the first thing I think about when I think hands is if for whatever the reasons are you experience stiffness or arthritis or anything regarding your hands, that could just be a message to ask you to either loosen up your grip a little bit so you can let whatever it is you need to go, or completely just let everything free because our hands are what we hold on to. When we think of it physically speaking, emotionally speaking, and metaphysically speaking. So pay attention and pay attention to your arms as well because your arms are the things that help us lift as well, and your lungs because that's what it is how we're breathing. So are you breathing in a point of breathing deeply and fully, or are you shallow breathing, which means you're basically holding your breath and then all of a sudden you get this nice deep breath in. So pay attention to that during the season. And as I always like to say, our body is our biggest teacher. So our body is definitely telling us something when we are experiencing any type of symptoms. And we're in a very powerful time right now. So ascensions is a big thing based on our physical symptoms because we are all evolving. And it is really a time to become more attuned to your physical body through your spiritual awakening that we're all going through. So just really pay attention. And through this powerful energy of Pluto right now, Kitty, talk to us about this amazing energy. We just started a retrograde on May 2nd in Pluto. So let's talk about that first.
And if you're watching this on replay, we are, and of course, May the 4th be with you. So, if you didn't catch that before. Well, so, I mean, it's in the title, Pluto Retrograde, the Mystery of the Inward Turn. So we've received this energy between the eclipses, and the eclipses, of course, go on for 6 months, and this great conjunction that, by the way, was in Taurus, all about the body, all about those arms, the heart, the throat, what we carry. And it's no mistake as we look at the energy of this particular month that Pluto retrograde is going to be moving through back over this Aquarian energy and dipping back into Capricorn in September, and then fully turning once again. And will this time when it leaves Capricorn in November, it will leave it for good. Well, for another 246 years.
good for our lifetime. How about we say it that way?
And so as very interesting as Pluto is inward, it is transforming, especially depending where it is on your chart. It is transforming your ideal around that area in your life. So right now, one of the things that happened in this great conjunction was wherever Taurus was in your chart was quite lit up. And that Taurus was stabilizing us for this area of also transformation, this Aquarian energy that Pluto's in. And of course, Pluto and its rude Scorpion, it's all about the dive into the dark. And the way they've been showing it to me is, do you know what an insulator is?
Yes.
So an insulator is something that goes over some kind of energy. And what they're showing me is that green heart that's like Taurus, a color, and we're taking that off And here is this massive energy that's kind of dark and tangled, we've insulated it as some kind of love, belief, something we've been giving, and we're removing the cap so it can be let go of. So we have more room for this other energy that is in our evolutionary track. And this month is quite interesting because the energy coming forth is very joyful, very kind of fun, opening, expansion, and seemingly, here's a word, random. It seems like things will be coming up that are not connected, and they're very connected. They're very much connecting us to other synchronicities, taking those insulator caps off as we take a look at what it is we're processing. And, this new moon that's on Tuesday is really very much about our abundance, but be aware of what abundance you're talking about. The word abundance by itself has no judgment around it, but you can have an abundance of pains. You can have an abundance of money. So really being aware of where am I looking to create what kind of abundance in my life. And here's this new moon in Taurus, which is about our values, our prosperity, our beauty. This is a really strong manifesting moon. So again, as we remove these insulator caps and this energy is being released, it's like anything. As it first gets released, you're like, what is this? Not necessarily super comfortable, and yet it's going somewhere. And it's seemingly very random, but it's showing you a pattern of other places. And this whole month, very much. And meanwhile, internally, you are transforming this ideal, the way you are looking at it, and with this 2024 energy as we now move into kind of a tug of war energy with our patience as we find these things and things are opening and this energy is coming through. And we're going to be rethinking some things that we've thought were who we were, and they're being literally transformed because you've got this new awakening. So it's kind of interesting by the sign too, where your Pluto is, what this is going to be. Really very interesting by the house, what houses, because as this goes retrograde, in this retrograde, these are the areas where internal transformations are happening. So kind of interesting. It changes the professional status and values and securities, shifting our transformation so that we can accept this energy that came in. Pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, and just experiencing a lot of transition, a lot of transformations that we're going to begin to see moving forward, globally speaking and personally speaking, because as we do move into the Pluto Capricorn energy, I've been saying this for quite some time now, this is an opportunity that anything that has not transitioned out when Pluto was spending a lot of time in Capricorn, this is when we're going to start seeing a lot more changes take place, a lot of endings occurring. Because that's the Pluto energy in itself. It's about endings. It's about things dying off. I always find it so interesting.
And being born.
Yes, exactly. Yes, being reborn. However, in order to be reborn, we have to have endings. We have to have something move out in order something to come in. Otherwise, things get just cluttered and sticky and overwhelming when there's just too much stuff going on. And I always find it interesting because I do listen to a lot of other astrologers. And it's so amazing on some astrologers really have this Pluto retrograde being like the most terrifying experience we can experience in this retrograde. It's like, oh my God, everything's gonna go into debt. And it's like, wow, it's one extreme to the other. And the one thing I definitely want to put out there for those of you who are new to retrogrades is actually an extremely powerful time to reflect and review on what is and what isn't working. So when you think about Pluto's energy and wherever you have Pluto on your chart, your house that it's in, that's an opportunity for you to reflect on, okay, what is this working for me still, or have I outgrown it, and maybe it's time to get rid of it. It's like, for example, your favorite dress in your closet. Now, it may be your favorite dress. It may still fit you, but the reality of it all is it doesn't really still fit who you are. And that may be the thing that you have to sit back and say, well, this doesn't really match who I am anymore. So you may have to be willing to let it go so you can dress according to the energy you want to put out there. So a retrograde cycle is a perfect time to just do some reflecting on what's working and what's not working, and reviewing people, because again, when we think of Pluto in Aquarius, we have a lot of energy in Taurus. So this is really a great time to review your friendships. And with Aquarius, it is about your collaboration, your tribe, your team that's going to root you on. And if you have people in your life that are not rooting you on, not supporting you and cheering you on for the things you're looking to do, they may not really be your people anymore. So you might have to sort of put them to the side or completely let them go. And they're really meant for you. If they're really meant to be in your chapter, the universe will bring them back in, with them being at a different vibration, so they can be your cheerleader. Because that's what you want. You want people to cheer you on. No matter what it is you're looking to do, even if it sounds like the most absurd thing to be doing, you want them to cheer you on. And then maybe on the sideline, they might look at you and say, are you freaking crazy? Like, what? But still cheering you on.
That it's interesting that you use that example, because I actually used that in a reading today. This isn't about looking what serves me, what doesn't. It's not a judgment around this. This is exactly what we're talking about. You pull the dress out and you look at it and you go, I don't need this anymore. It isn't for me. I am done with it. It's not anything dramatic. It's not, which was so funny that they make it so dramatic, that all loss is dramatic. Well, with the level of Scorpio I have in my chart, not really. And it is, and that's exactly what I said. It's like taking that shirt out and you look at it and go, I'm just going to give this away. I don't wear it. You don't even look at it. It's not my style. You don't evaluate it at all. This is the energy. We just know as that insulator cap comes off that I'm done with what all this goo is that's under it. It's no longer has an insulation anymore, that I'm calling it. They keep showing it to me with a green cap, love, and it's just, we're done with this. I'm taking the insulator cap off because I'm done with the energy it's holding up in its insulation. And, and depending where your Pluto is this particular month for retrograde, it is that not only that area in your life, but it's that area's transformation of energy. So if you know your chart, take a look at, like, by the house, what is happening. If you want, Joanne, I'll go over a little bit as to what's happening. What this will be is what Pluto in that house does for you, and this is an area that will be internalized now. And then you always add the energy of the sign it's in. So if you're a Pluto, I'm just going to do it quickly. So if you don't know your chart, you can go to AstroSeek, Astro Charts, take a look at what house Pluto is in. That's what I'm going through. Joanne, what house is Pluto in for you?
I have Pluto in and I usually know this stuff by the back of my hand, but today I'm, whatever the case is, whatever my excuse wants to be, third house in Virgo.
Virgo, yes. There's, a lot of us have the same Pluto placements because Pluto does not move fast. It takes 246 years to go through its orbit around the sun. So in a generation, or in several generations, Pluto can be in a sign for 20 years. Now, interestingly enough, Pluto is not evenly in signs because of its elliptical orbit. So there could be, but Pluto in Virgo was there for quite a while. So there's a lot of us with Pluto in Virgo. I am 8th house Pluto in Virgo. Of course I am. Sue
And
said in
before you go further on that, what I do want to bring to the table with Pluto being in Virgo, as we mentioned earlier, when I was talking about the specific zodiac signs and their chakra points, when we dig up Pluto in Virgo, that really is about your body system. It's about what your body is going through, the transformation that your body is experiencing right now. Because every one of us are going through some sort of change with our body because we are evolving. And we are, and something I've been saying a lot this week, we are spiritual beings having the human experiences. We're not human beings having spiritual experiences. And we really need to pay attention to that because it does make a difference. And because we are spiritual beings with the human experiences, we are evolving and our body is helping us to understand and attune into whatever changes that
right,
we're moving through.
we are divine spiritual beings with a divine body experience, trying to understand in harmony, and our body is a great teacher.
Yes.
Some people have more of that energy as a body teacher. So Pluto and Virgo, Joanne and I have talked about this, is a relentless combination because Pluto is always transforming. So in its very charge, it's always doing something. And Virgo is always problem solution generating, always looking at the little pieces, building the picture. And so Pluto and Virgo never sleeps. So if you happen to have that, just know that is a placement of constant vigilance. Not good or bad, just vigilance. And so, depending what house it's in this retrograde period, again, what seems random coming forth is not random, especially if you know it's kind of connected to that area. So, for me, some of the things that may randomly expand or show up or are very synchronized in my eighth house energy for a double kind of transformation, for a double deep in the darkness. Oh, what is hidden in this? Again, that insulator cap coming off. Um, for you in the third house, it's about truce and choosing words very wisely and observation, because third house energy is about our experience, about how we communicate. It's about how we think. It's our only personal energy of how we think. Very much this transformation is going to have many more internal conversations for you because Pluto is in there in that house, asking that, questioning truths, questioning not only my truths, other truths, but especially mine. How am I hearing that? Have I been participating in something? And of course, we've got a Libra South Node, so that's already on that track. So, if you're a first house Pluto, it means people always have been able to see you intensely, um, and you tend to end up with this feeling of life being kind of a battle. What comes to me, I have to transform it because it's Pluto. And in its retrograde status, it's what comes to me in my thoughts, especially as we move into the Gemini. Do I battle with my own thoughts? Is this an area I can get out of or attract to myself so I don't end up in battles, including within myself? So you start to see how it's transforming in that energy of your life. If your second house, Pluto, you're learning a strength of value that comes with wealth from within. As Pluto is within, you're going to really have things that come up to show you maybe where you haven't had your own self-worth, or that something you went along with something that you didn't value, and things will be transforming in that area to stabilize you in your own values, because underneath all this is that Taurus energy. We did the third house with Joanne, questioning truth, really being observant about how am I doing it? How am I looking at my experiences? Is there an expanded way I can use that transformation to bring this other energy in? Fourth house is about self-protection, being proud of yourself, understanding that you are your ultimate family, your body is your ultimate family. And Pluto in this house is teaching you how to be protective, that you don't owe anybody your life. that it's in a relationship, it's in that, and it's of course Cancer, so it's very nurturing, very much about taking care of yourself. Again, Pluto is retrograde, so in this area it is really working with you, because this is where you put this energy to take care of yourself. In the fifth house, it's looking at your influence, your creativeness, kind of all or nothing approach, and it's to find some fun, to make sure that this all or nothing has this fun component in it. Again, internally, am I enjoying my own company? This is Pluto in retrograde. In the sixth house, it's the Pluto shows up as almost a fear, because it's always trying to fix and analyze. And we understand this because we have Pluto in Virgo. And of course, sixth house is Virgo energy. And it wants to always explore the mind and the body and make the connections and put the picture together. In its retrograde, it's going to be showing you things that perhaps have you not building the picture you think you're building, that you're transforming. You in that placement, just like I would say for us, we have more insulator caps we're pulling off because we've told ourselves different pieces. In the seventh house, you're going to be this integrate is always about relationship, of not having freedom, deep connection, but also want to have connection with self. When it's retrograde in the seventh house, it really is bringing you new information, how to be in the best relationship with yourself, which allows you to be in the best relationship with other people, which allows you to be in the best relationship of the we. So again, retrograde is just about going internally and working in this area. Here's me, Pluto in the eighth house. This is always about dark attractions and hidden things and helping others and crisis and trauma. And there's always control kinds of things you're working on with Pluto in the eighth house. For me, it's self-control, but not in self-control of losing my temper. It's more in, am I really taking care of myself? Am I real, or am I so busy transforming that somehow I don't internally go in to find my own light and believe it? That's the other thing. The gift of Pluto retrograde is to believe these things about yourself, not just go in and transform them, but transform them into a belief that aligns with your values. In the ninth house, it's unique ideas, learning new, teaching things. Ninth house people with their Pluto placement are going to learn new truths on of how they're moving, how they're working person to person. New knowledge will be coming forth in that area of their life. In the 10th house, it's internally getting a much stronger sense of self, transforming. So I'm very clear. Again, Pluto is here to transform, clear on who I am. It's not very willy-nilly. It's very much about an internal look at my structure. How do I put my life together? In the 11th house, it's who am I hanging out with? It's always about who am I hanging out with. And this is a dive in to go, do I accept a lot of things from people that don't serve me? That Aquarian, is this really in my ideal? That's in this Pluto retrograde. And of course, 12 is about getting outside of the idea that I suffer, not to be our own worst enemies. Pluto retrograde in the 12th house is all about uncovering ways I may have sabotaged myself, and knowing they're a sabotage, not having to talk myself into them, really kind of taking a look at it. So this is breaking habits, going in to take a look in those areas in our life.
Yes, I love that. And keep in mind, as Katie shared with you about all the zodiac signs based on the Pluto energy and what it means for you based on its house. If you're interested in learning what it means for you based on your actual fitness and health and wellness, reach out to me and I'll give you a little description based on the house placement, but more specifically based on that energy in itself. Also, I want to just give a shout out to everybody that's popping in with us right now. I see we have Linda, Cheryl, and Sue. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm going to ask that you all do Kitty and I a favor and go ahead and hit that share button, because that's what's really important about us going live. We want to get this message out to as many people as possible. So if every one of you, there's I believe 4 of you watching us live right now, if all 4 of you can go ahead and hit the share button, share it out to your page, that will mean there'll be possibly more people to come and watch. And this is how we get to share and spread our message that we're looking to spread. Kitty and I really, really want to get more people in the awareness of this energy and to utilize it so you guys can navigate through the system, because astrology is a lot of fun. And as I'm going to tap into right now the numerology part of it, based on the energy of this month that we do have for the entire month of May, where when we think about that 5 energy, this is about change. This is about what area of your life you're going to experience a change through this Pluto's retrograde. That is something that it's not about if it's going to happen. It's really about when it's going to happen, because we're all going to experience some sort of change during this retrograde period, whether it happens during the actual retrograde or it happened after the retrograde. But it's going to happen. So I want you to be aware of that change. Now, with that change requires you to be a little bit courageous so you can take a step forward. You may already know what area of your life this is being highlighted, what's being amplified for you. So it's really time to take that step and leap into whatever it is you want to do so you can have that change. So if it means really going into your bedroom and cleaning out your closet to get rid of the dresses that really don't fit your style anymore, go and do that. Do not wait anymore. Go and do whatever it is you need to do so you can transform through this Pluto's energy. In addition to that 5, when we add the 8 energy into this for the entire month, not just for Taurus season, but when we also move into Gemini season, the overall energy is 4. So this is about your foundation. This is about your home. This is about stabilization. How to bring more stabilization into your life. How to bring more harmony into your life. How to bring more balance into your life. And in order to do that, what do you need to do so you can change, so you can have the harmony in your life? We are not here to suffer. Kitty and I attend a fun class on Tuesday nights with our great, great friend Joe Monkman. He says it all the time. He spent a lot of time in 2023 talking about it. We are here really to experience joy. So if we're not experiencing joy, we're choosing not to experience joy. So it's really up to you. So you can literally, as of right now, change your thought process and start experiencing joy. Think about something that brings you joy. Is it the factor that you look out your window and you see that there's a beautiful, the sun is out there, or you see a beautiful flower, or whatever it is? Focus on the joy. Where your eye goes is what it is you're going to see. So if you're focusing on all the chaos around you, then yeah, you're going to have more of that in your energy field, because you are the creator. So the entire month of May is about your foundation. What are you building? What are you releasing in the entire month of May? Now, I want to tap in on just some dates, not all the dates, because there's a lot, in reference to portal periods. Now, today, as we know, is the 4th of May. Tomorrow, we have the 5-5 portal. Now, also, has been brought to my attention more times than I can count, especially because of the area I live in. Tomorrow is also Cinco de Mayo, which
Cinco de Mayo. Yes.
Lots of music in my area right now, and it's also the 5-5 portal. Now, for those of you who may not know what a portal actually means, a portal is when the veil between the spiritual realm and the human realm becomes really, really thin, giving us an opportunity to experience spirit communication. Gives you the opportunity that if there is a loved one that you are missing because you feel they're not here with you in the flesh, with that veil being really thin, you can literally have a conversation with them. And perhaps if you really tap into your spiritual gifts, seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, smelling, tasting, and everything else in between, you may actually be able to see them, feel them, or even hear them. So tap into that energy tomorrow in that 5-5 portal. Now, the overall energy of the 5-5 portal, when we think about it, works out to that 10, which is the 1. A new way of doing something, so you can have the freedom you're looking for, so you can have the fun, you can have the adventure, you can have the self-expression, you can have the creativity, this self-creativity. What are you looking to create? Because we are all creators. And then we have that one with the 8 energy from the universal energy year, which is our 9 energy. So the overall energy for tomorrow is again letting go, decluttering, truth be telling. It's time to start being truthful to yourself. What is really working and what is no longer working. And what's no longer working, this is an opportunity during this retrograde to start letting it go so you can really make space for that harmony to come into play. And then, in addition to, as Kitty mentioned, we have the new moon in Taurus on the 7th. And that overall energy, and I had to sit there and really add the numbers because I usually like to use my calculator. And I think I have it. I believe it adds up to a 20, which is our Q energy. So again, that's about our partnerships, our friendships. So that day on that new moon in Taurus, this is about valuing your friendships. What about your friendships do you appreciate? That could be a day where you really sit down and write a little note to everyone that you classify as your friend. So if you're one of those people who have like 100 friends, get started on your writing now. Like me, I don't have as many, and I'm really okay with saying that because I'm very choosy on who I call my friends. So there you go. So that's that true energy about your partnerships, your friendships, how you value those friendships. And then I didn't do the energy for the full moon, the date. What date is that? That's the 23rd?
Yes, that is the 23rd. And it's in Sagittarius.
Yes, interesting when we think of that energy. There you have it. The 23 is a 5 energy. So we're back to that 5-5 again. Isn't that quite interesting when we look at that? So that energy is sort of matching the same energy as tomorrow's energy. Slightly different because you have the 2 and 3. That adds up to our 5 energy. So again, on the full moon energy, when full moon's about letting go again, that Sagittarius truth-telling energy just seems to be really about a lot of truth. We have to start being truthful to ourselves as opposed to pretending. I think in April during Aries season, and the North Node is there, so it really is about taking the mask off and showing up as your true, authentic self. I would say that's what that full moon's going to be about. This is really about being truthful, being authentic, showing up as you are.
Well,
So,
and that full moon has a really interesting astrological event. We have conjunctions all the time in the same sign. But this is an out of sign conjunction. And it's with 3 planets, and one of them is Spirit. So Spirit is very, very active on this truth telling. It's kind of a delightful energy of truths and ahas that awaken you to the glory of yourself. And that, again, it is that arrival of the shirt in the closet, the dress in the closet. I'm just done with this. Not in a dramatic, but just kind of like, oh, wow, I've just let this go. So.
Yes. So we are in a very powerful time. And like I said, if you go and you pull out your calendar and you add up all the different dates, there's a lot of powerful energies in the month of May. I just highlighted a few only because I can spend the entire hour talking about each date, the energies. And if there's a specific date that stands out to you, maybe there's an occasion coming up, maybe you have some big event coming up, whatever it is, message it to me and I'll do the energy for you to let you know what that day is like for you. And also you can also look to that in astrology as well in regards to whether you're going to experience, let's say, a challenge, or is it going to be just an easy flowing day. So there's a lot you can learn through astrology and numerology, blending them together to help you navigate. I know for me, I love numerology and astrology together. It really has, I'm going to say it this way, it's going to sound a little dramatic, but it really has saved my life in regards to a lot of different things that I've experienced over the years, that with the help of astrology and numerology and bringing them together, it literally prevented me from anxiety attacks, over worrying, stressing myself out, only because I had the information right there and I knew, okay, you know what? This is in my chart. So apparently, because it's in my chart, this is what's really supposed to be happening. So rather than me resisting it and thinking like, oh, why? I just allowed that to be released out and moved more into an ease and flow state of mind. So for me, astrology and numerology is extremely helpful, especially if you are someone who tends to run a little higher on the anxiety end of the game, where if you do get anxious when things are going on in your life and you're feeling like, why? Well, take a look at astrology. There's a reason why it's happening. Nothing happens just to happen. Everything happens for a reason. There is no accidents. There's no like, well, this is a coincidence. Yeah, nah, no such thing. Everything is happening because it's happening.
Well, and even if, you know, even if your belief is not completely in that vein, just having a tool like numerology or astrology that kind of organize how you approach it. This is an area in my life. Oh, that makes sense because of how I'm feeling. Gives you the discernment, the step away that we often need to access other synchronicities that Spirit is sending us, that we get too worried about what's in front of us, not to pay attention to these other energies. So, you know.
Yes. Yes. So we're at just about the quarter hour. So what we're going to do now is Kitty and I. Kitty, you have your cards with you? Okay, I will. I will.
I
I
know
will.
as you were saying we, I'm like, no, I'm in the I'm sitting in my cabin, and I am getting my office. My office, of course, is in a camper that we've redone, and I'm in the process. Tomorrow, I will have the camper up and completely running too. It's been very interesting. Talk about making room for things now that I have a place in Florida that isn't storage. Some things came back here. Some things I've gone through. I've gone through a lot of things, Joanne, in this week, and just said it. Not I have too much stuff. Not from any other thing. Is let me just go through things, and if I don't need them, move them on. Thank them for their energy. You know, move them to other people can use them. That kind of thing. I had a lot.
Exactly.
How many things? Here's the interesting things were expired that I have moved over the period. And it's like, oh, again, it's not a judgment on getting rid of it. It's just, oh, it's past its time.
Exactly. And it's so funny you should say that because, again, even for me, and right, literally with Pluto in its retrograde, over the past weekend, two things have changed about me. Not me specifically, my business. Again, my business, this darn business. It's constantly undergoing some serious makeovers. So, once upon a time, up until a few days ago, business was called Holistic Fitness. It's now called Holistic Fitness NY. So we have a new name. And in addition to, for those who watch my TV show that is called Joanne's Healing Within, the hat, here we go. That is now has a new day and new time. It's going to be live on Monday nights, the first and third Monday of the month at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So some changes going on there with me as well. It's like, wow, interesting on this transformation. Things that we're just letting go, trying on for new size just to see how it works and whatever not. In fact, my business name, yes, that's where it's going to be now, as I'm a virtual business. So no more storefront, no more big corporation, which is a lot of fun and kind of curious to see where that's going to transform and expand into. So because Kitty doesn't have her cards, what's going to happen here is I'm going to give a reading. It's a general reading for everybody. We're not doing individual readings here. It's just general. So however the card resonates with you, it resonates. And Kitty is going to use her intuition because Kitty doesn't need to play with her cards to give insight. She's going to use her intuition. Right,
Well,
Kitty?
I'm going to use my intuition and spirits that talk to me.
Exactly. She's going to channel and all that. I mean, I myself could do the same, but because I have my beautiful deck of cards, it's just so much fun. And also, I like to embody the physical body into play. Whatever card does show up, it helps you to tap into a chakra. And again, this is really about, because of that Pluto energy and transiting in Virgo, this is about embodying your physical body. So working on that one chakra, that card that shows up, working on that chakra to help release or clear or just become aware of the chakra. It's not even about you have to do any major work, just become aware of whatever that color is associated with that chakra and working through it. So let's see what we need to know. So the first question, Kitty, you have a question you want to ask that we're both going to tap into?
So for people watching this, yes, dealing with Pluto retrograde.
Ah, what a perfect card. And
of course,
I could have guessed that it was going to be this color. I swear to you, I could have guessed it. So the color is pink, which
High
is the
heart.
heart. This is about compassion. This is about joy. The word is healing. Now, with the way the cards work, for those who might be new to my card deck, the word healing could add to your journey that you are on right now. So with Pluto being in retrograde, we are all healing something. It could be physical healing. It could be emotional healing. It could be a mental healing. It can literally be just about shifting your mindset from coming out of the negative Nelly and moving more into the positive Paul is what I just heard. Don't even ask. Anyway, and also using it as an affirmation. So whatever affirmation you want to use it as, you can. Then we have the number 6. Hello, we just talked about the 6. The 6 is associated with that Pluto Virgo because it represents your 6. It represents your body system, represents your nervous system. It represents healing, it represents nurturing, represents scheduling time. Scheduling time. You have to put yourself on your calendar so you can make time so you can heal whatever it is. And healing could just mean that you're going to allow yourself 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day just to be still. Literally do nothing. Doing nothing is a lot, where you're just allowing yourself just to be in that quiet zone. So tapping into your high heart, and if you don't know where the high heart is right underneath your throat, right about here and right before your heart center. So right here is your high heart. Placing your hand on your high heart and connecting. And if you want to close your eyes and think about something that brings you joy and compassion, see how that feels in your body to experience joy and compassion. So that's your first chakra to work on. So that's the card right there. Next thing, another question for me, Kitty? And before you go into the question,
what was the name of that card?
That was healing. Healing, yes.
Okay, so another card to clarify some other energy to go with healing, looking at your high heart, the access of it.
Ah. Ah. Another great card. Engaged. What are you engaged in when it comes to healing? What do you focus on healing? Do you want to heal? And I know that may sound like the most absurd question. Do you want to heal?
Well, it's sometimes, do you want to heal, or do you know that you need to heal even?
Yes. So when we come back to the high heart energy, it is associated with the heart chakra. So again, for those who may be suffering with, let's say, challenging time breathing, with the lungs, just feeling that anxiety coming through. What are you engaging in? What is your thoughts? What are you thinking about? Because that's part of the engaging in. Are your thoughts positive? Are you focused on the right now, right here? Or are you thinking about, oh my God, what is this Pluto retrograde going to do? And you're all the way somewhere here, or you're thinking about something that happened maybe a year ago. So stay focused right here. Another lovely one, the throat chakra. We just got done talking about the throat chakra, which is all about that Taurus energy, to activate and experience what it is you need to say, the conversations that you're in. What are you engaging in? What are your conversations? Are your conversations uplifted? Are your conversations exciting? Are your conversations educational? Or are you in a conversation where you're sitting there talking about all the blah, 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 and then by the time you're done, you feel like you got to go take a nap? So again, focus on what the conversations are. The number 27, which is our 9 energy. So we're back again to letting go, transforming. What do you need to let go? What do you need to let go? What do you need to let go that Pluto can help you let go during this retrograde period? So you can engage in something totally different. So now we have the throat and we have the high heart. Let's go for one more and see what we get. Any insight on that one, Kitty?
Say the word on the card again. Healing and
engaged.
So I really think that is so important. You're right about the engagement of healing means, number one, I accept that I need to heal. And number two, it's not about other people.
Mm-hmm. And what do you need to heal?
Right.
It's extremely important is what is it that you need to heal?
You have this opportunity for great internal transformation. So what is it? Yes. Here's your magic wand. What is it within your ears, your head, your body that you would like to heal?
Yes.
That is out or diseased.
Exactly. Because you're in charge of whatever it is, and you get to decide, do I want to focus on healing this right now? Or is there a reason why I prefer not to? And you get to decide. Mm-hmm. You get to decide. All right, we're going to go for third and see what the third chakra is that we're working on. So we're working on the throat and high heart. 3 for 3. Let's see what we got. Can't make this shit up if I try. Can anybody?
I got to tell you, Spirit is chatting away. I keep putting my head down because it's like they're chatting away.
Can anybody tell me what chakra we're going to be working on? Come on, who wants to be the brave one? If someone can tell me, and Kitty, you can't give me the answer. If somebody who's watching can actually put in what chakra, what color this card is, you're gonna receive a complimentary Reiki session from me. So I'm gonna give you a second or two. Just think about it, just colors. You don't have to know the actual chakra. What color do you think will be the next thing? Or you can even write like the area of the body. What do you think that would be? The drum roll is going to be coming. I'm going to give you about another 30 seconds to type it in. Blue Cheryl says, okay. Anybody else? I'll give you a hint. We talked about it several times in today's conversation. Anybody else? Come on, give it a try. Let's see what we got. I just think it's so damn interesting. Oh my God! Orange, okay, good shot. Aha, there you go, Sue. Congratulations, Sue. Sue gets the prize. Sue, I will reach out to you shortly. There you go, green.
Taurus in the heart. Yep.
Right there in the heart. So we have the throat, we have the high heart, and we have the heart. Yes, we do. There you go, right there. And that makes so much sense because when we think about the conversations we have, if we can learn when we chat to drop down into your heart first, so you can experience the joy and the happy and then bring it up into the throat so you can actually speak it out, as opposed to just speaking for whatever comes to your mind and forgetting about the high heart and the heart. So really allowing yourself to drop down into your heart to experience before you bring it up out of your mouth. Heart chakra, the experience, the heart. And it's about family, the family. And I think that's a perfect example because it really is. When we think about the 3 words that we received today, and I think you're all really going to laugh. Healing, engage, family. We're engaging in healing with our family. Hello, people. How many of us can raise our hand and say, yeah, that's about right? We all have something we're trying to heal when it comes to family. Throw out those hearts to let me know if that resonates with you. If there's a family member that you just, this Pluto retrograde may help you out.
Well,
So yeah,
it will, because it's two kinds of family. The family of origin, hence those insulator caps that you've developed, because this is what you were taught was love. This is what you have covered with that green. We even talked about the green insulator caps. That's why you wouldn't let me answer.
exactly.
And it's also your soul family, finding the people that take care of you. Part of a Pluto retrograde is always about transforming, hopefully, the choice, your intention is for a deeper understanding of your life. And that means sometimes finding the people that take care of that with you.
Yes. So let's come back to this card for a moment because it gets even more exciting. 1-5, which reduces to a 6. So we're back to our 6 energy again, which is what the first card number was, which was 6. Okay, and I just want to break this down so that 1 is working on doing something new, a new way of working on healing and dealing with your family, whether it's born related or people you've adopted over the years, a new way of engaging with them, giving some ease and grace to everybody that you're around, because we really don't know where they are in their journey. So we can literally give ease and grace to our situations. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and a woman was recording a tractor trailer that was trying to make a right hand turn, and he cut it a little tight to make his turn, so he really couldn't. So he really needed to do was pull back some and see if he can come out a little wider. Now, of course, there was traffic on the opposite side where some of them were being impatient and trying just to go and not giving him ease and grace, whereas other people were slowing down and just letting him do what he needed to do. And if you can practice that ease and grace, giving the people around you some time to navigate, to situate, to take their steps and find their way and do it the way they know how, they're going to get to where they have to go and everything will become a little easier. So ease and grace, that's the heart center. That's the compassion. That's that 6 energy of healing. So when we think about all 3 numbers we have from all of our cards, so now we have the throat, the high heart, the heart. We have the turquoise, the pink, and the green. When we think about these numbers, think about it as we have 696. So we take those numbers and we wear them out. Yeah, we add them up is what I really wanted to say, not wear them out. What number do we get, people? We get a whopping 3. First we get a 12, which reduces down to a 3. So we have perfect numbers. We have our 369. 369. So again, another beautiful portal that takes place here. So really, really powerful energies that we have going through to help us navigate through our 3 words of healing, engage, family. However you want to put that in your little sentence to create what it is you're working on through this Pluto retrograde.
No, I'm going to write those 3 at the top of my calendar. Healing,
engage, family.
And what were the numbers again?
Healing was number 6. Engage was 27. And family was 6. And I'm just going to double check and make sure. I believe family.
Look at all that. Those were all cosmic numbers.
That's why I just said what I said about the 369. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very powerful numbers. I'm just double checking. I'm almost sure engage was 27. Bear with me a minute as I shuffle through my.
Mm-hmm. And there is something about how we engage our family, how we engage our life in order to truly seek healing.
Yes, it was 27. So yeah, we have three powerful numbers. As my eye, you see my eyes, it's crying. Wow. Fabulous day. How do we all feel, people? I know I feel amazing. Kitty, how are you feeling?
Very happy. This is a very joyful life, very much about let's just each day go on knowing, trusting the transformation. For me, again, it's this eighth house energy of really allowing what starts to break away from the patterns that I have, and just
Yes.
understanding that
Yeah.
partnership, relationship, all of that kind of energy, transformative cycles of death and
Yes.
rebirth and all of
Yes.
those things. So
I want to respond to Sue's question. She's asking, wasn't family 15? Yes. In numerology, we take the number, we reduce it down to a single digit. So 1 and 5 equals 6. So that's where we're getting the 6 from, just if you're curious to know. But yes, it was definitely 15 as the main number. And I just take all the numbers after they're reduced and add them up that way, because in my brain it's just easier to do it that way rather than doing the long math, just in case anyone's wondering. Otherwise, I would be sitting here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and having to take my sneakers off and count, unless you gave me a calculator.
well, what's interesting to me about that whole family thing is that is that 8 and 5 number that so well was in my lifetime. It took me a little while to understand that was always a message from the other side, from my mom. And there we go, 15, that's 6.
And do you remember that the overall energy for the month of May, including the year of 2024, adds to a 13, which is 4. 4 is about home. 4 is about your family. 4 is about your body. 4 is about the work you're here to do. And a big part of the soul's work that we are here to do is related to family.
Well, and the fourth chakra is the heart.
Yes, exactly. So everything really does come together in one way or another. So This was amazing. I want to thank everybody who's here with us, and those of you who are just popping in right now, feel free to come back when this goes on a replay. You can watch this again here on Facebook. You can also watch on my YouTube channel and also on X, for those who do watch anything on X. I don't know if anyone does, but if you do, that's great. And if you have not shared the show out yet, as of yet, please do so. Hit that little share button. Send it out to your page. Let your friends read, hear about this, so they too can learn and understand and navigate through our Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and become more familiar. Because again, that's one of the things that Kitty and I do, that we come together to play, is we want you to become more familiar with this tool and learn how to play and use it so you can navigate through and be more at ease and grace, and not in a state of panic and anxiety. Because again, if there's a lot of chaos going on in your life and you have a lot of turmoil and things turning upside down, yeah, it can definitely be anxiety ridden. And we don't want anxiety. We want it to be more joyful and understanding and recognizing that, yes, we all go through the ins and out. Every one of us, if we all sat here and got on a Zoom call together and shared war stories regarding what we've experienced in our lifetimes, many of us are going to have the same stories to one degree or another, because it's just part of the cycles that we're in. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Kitty, you have any final words you want to share?
Yeah, just allow this Pluto transformation energy to know that there is, if it feels like things are changing, they are, and kind of continually say to your guides, look at the high heart, the heart, this whole idea to heal, find the family that supports you. If it's not your family of origin, find the people, and also just engage. And engage is a 9. Engage is about finishing, and that's what this transformation is. It's taking those and finishing things that we are just done with.
Yes, exactly. And for any one of you who are having a challenge with any of those three chakras that showed up today, in order to work on those three chakras, real simple, wear the color. So again, the throat chakra is turquoise. So wear something turquoise. It could be turquoise underwear, it could be a t-shirt, whatever. Wear that color, which will help amplify and bring your awareness to your throat energy. If you need to work on your high heart, wear pink. And if you don't like the color pink, again, just something underneath. You can get whatever it is. And of course, green. These are easy ways to work on your chakra system without having to go out and spend to work on your chakras. And if you want to learn how to utilize, let's say, crystals to work on your chakras, message me. I can tell you which crystals work on each of those chakras so you can begin to amplify and really work on healing the chakras, because as your chakras become more open, it allows you just to flow with more ease. Doesn't mean that you're not going to experience the challenges. It just means it allows you to be in more ease. So embrace this time. And if you need Kitty and I for anything, feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you. Enjoy this time, and I'm sure Kitty and I will be back again. It won't take us another month to get back here. May is a lot more gentle than April was. We'll come back and play some more. So till then.
Yes, May is definitely more gentle. Enjoy that.
Yes,
Truly
yes.
enjoy that piece of it.
And think of it this way. We're already the 5th month of the year. Wow, we're literally halfway through 2024 already. It's like, wow. Before we all know it, we'll be talking about Christmas again. Who's putting up their Christmas tree? What are we decorating? This thing and that thing. Yeah, that's how quickly this is going to go. So I will reach out to you through Messenger in reference to scheduling your Reiki session for knowing the color that the card was going to be before seeing it. So congratulations to Sue. It definitely makes sense to come and play with Kitty and I, because you just never know what Kitty and I are going to give to you. So enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Enjoy 5-5 Portal and those celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy it. Have a great time. Kitty, we'll have a great time together.
Oh, yes, it was fun. Very fun.
Yes. Bye-bye, everyone.